Hey, I'm Ollie. It's June, which means it's Men's Mental Health Awareness Month. I'm a man. People in my life that love me tell me I'm kind of mental, so let's paint something. This is not the first time I've painted this painting. In fact, I did it years ago. Use that very same bowl, in fact, and I'm going to use some of the same colors. Blues! But let's talk about this first. So I painted this one about a month after I started spray paint art back in 2022. How did I get this texture right here? Look at it. Look at these colors. And then I painted this one. I thought I did this a year later, but apparently I did it that same year. Because I thought I was going to paint one of these every single year. But I missed 2 years. So let's paint something now. So here we go with the blues, and I really don't remember any of my colors. I usually plan to write it down, but I never do. That first one there, though, is malachite, and I really like that color. Unfortunately, I'm getting to the end of my can, so I'm going to show you a little trick later on. That dark one there was dolphin, and then there was some denim, I think, was the lighter blue, and then just navy blue for the dark one. Come over it with some more stuff and rip it up with some tear it. Oi. Okay, talking is not my strong suit. So for this moon, planet, whatever you want to call it, I decided to just keep layering and keep pulling paint up because I wanted to try something. Here's the trick with the malachite. I'm near the end of the can. If you put it up vertically and paint that way, the straw in the can is going to get to the paint at the bottom. And then you're going to be able to get rid of that paint. Now I can turn that can into a painted character kind of thing. So if you want to see that, let me know down in the comments, because I love doing those little things. See, there I go again. Crumple some plastic. I love doing plastic for textures. Some people like the paper. I wanted to try a little bit of both for this one. Try and get some of that texture from that first planet that I showed you back in the beginning of this video here. Really though, the texture is not coming out too bad. Throwing in some black in there to try and get it some more depth and shadow and all that kind of stuff. Fancy little painting words. What do you guys think so far? I was going to try and be a little fancy and have some sort of funky different background or be doing something weird, but I'm not going to. I'm about to talk in this video about some things that are sensitive, may give you trigger warnings and all that kind of stuff. So trigger was a cowboy's horse in really old TV show. So I'm going to say horse instead of this one thing that I have to kind of talk about when you're talking about men's health, which is that thing where you end things yourself, if you know what I mean. If you don't, Google some stuff that I'm going to talk to you about. But I'm going to say horse instead of that word that I don't want to say because I don't want YouTube to get all mad at me and stuff. And I don't want to trigger anybody else. So on with the rest of the video and the more sensitive kind of topics. Okay, here we go with the more sensitive stuff. If you're a little triggered by this, feel free to mute what I'm talking about. So why is there an entire month dedicated to men's mental health? Well, it's because nobody talks about it. I mean, back in the day, even before I was around, men just did not do mental health. They weren't supposed to cry. I mean, you see it in movies and TV shows, but it was like that where men were not supposed to cry, and some fathers would get mad at their kids when they did cry. I'm not like that. If my grandson's gonna cry or my son's gonna cry, let him. Let's talk it out. Let's figure this stuff out. So here are some facts. Men happen to buy horse 3.5 times more often than women, which is scary thought. Men have all this pressure on top of them. I know we talk about white privilege and men and all that kind of stuff, or other people do, but really we got tons of pressures on us, and I'll talk about those pressures in a sec. 75% of men with mental health conditions don't ask or seek treatment. It's because they're scared to. They don't want to admit that they have it. They don't want to just go and say, I'm having some issues, I need some help. Because then they're seen as weak, and men don't want to be seen as weak. In that same line, 64% of men say society pressure stops them from expressing their emotions. Like I said, They don't want to be seen as weak. They don't want to be out there. You'll see it now on TikTok and YouTube and Instagram and everything, where men are talking about their mental health. They're going, hey, I'm having some troubles. For instance, there's the fruit guy. I don't really know his name, but he eats lots of fruit. He's on TikTok all the time, and he often talks about his mental health. So good for him. Thank you for being there for other people to see somebody who is sensitive and not freaking out about their emotions. 92% of men rarely or never talk about mental health. 92%. Think about that number. If you're in a room of 100 people, there's only going to be 8 people that are willing to talk. And that's 8 men who are willing to talk about their mental health. 8. That's it. The rest are just going to suffer in silence. That's no good. On to some other facts. I don't really know what my audience is. I mean, I've been out of YouTube for a little bit. My numbers have dropped, and I don't care about that really. Numbers drop, numbers come up. It's what it is. But men age 40 to 49 have the highest horse rates. And remember what horse stands for. I'm just over that, and I have some stories to tell. Hey guys, Ollie here. I'm interrupting this video, and I'm about to be attacked by thousands of mosquitoes. So I'm going to try and get this as fast and as short as I can. This is my call to action. My hat's crooked, so that bothers me. YouTube is not a way to really make money nowadays, so I have to try and do something else. I've started a Patreon. If you don't know what Patreon is, it's where you can go and support people that you like watching, and all kinds of people have it. Famous people have one, all kinds of things. For a little bit of money, you can get special things like a Discord where we chat, or behind the scenes things. I started mine. I've done some work on it to make it better, and I'm trying to blog into it to try and make it interesting. But I could use some support. So if you want to join Patreon, I have 2 layers in there. One is a basic kind of thing. Another one is called the Sticky Club, where I'm going to make stickers. Do I have stickers yet? No, because I don't have anybody in my Sticky Club. But not everybody can afford it. I know myself, I love certain artists and I can't afford it. So you can always like the video here. Leave me a comment, because that really helps. It doesn't really matter what. You can comment on anything, really. You can comment on how many mosquitoes have you killed today? What's your favorite movie? Just about anything, really. I don't care. But yeah, that's what I do. Please help me support this. Help me support? Okay, please support me. Also, sorry, I've lost my microphone, so I hope you can hear me. There we go. Back to the video. So, here's the story that I said was coming. 2 years ago, I think it was now, maybe 3, my family and I were in major financial troubles, and we didn't know how we could pay bills. We didn't know how we were going to get kids Christmas presents. We just didn't know what we were going to do. My stupid head said that I could horse, quotation marks, myself, and then insurance money would help with all that. Well, I wasn't really insured, so it wasn't going to help any. But I thought me not being there was going to be the big help for my family to get through this financial troubles. That's freaking ridiculous if you think about it afterwards. How was that going to help? My grandson would have been devastated. My wife would have been devastated. My kids, my mom, my dad was still with us then. So it just would have been horrible for everybody. And it would not have solved the problem. It would have just made a whole lot more problems. So I'm really glad I didn't do it. I've gotten through my mental issues there, I think. I talked to a therapist at work. I talked to my wife a lot more. Yeah. When my dad passed away a year ago, I also went through more mental things. And in fact, it took an episode of Dawson's Creek where Dawson's father passes away in order for me to completely, totally, sobbing like a baby, break down. I couldn't speak to my wife, but I wrote down what I was feeling and why I was taking things so hard, because I was trying to be strong and I was trying not to feel upset and not to be the sad guy like that I should have been, because my father had just passed away. So it was ridiculous, really, for me not to be upset. So back to my facts. 525,000 men a year in the world do that thing that I don't want to say the word for. Horse. That's 10,096 per week. 1,442 per day. 60 per hour, one every 60 seconds. Every minute, it's happening. That means by the end of this video, there will be 12 who commit horse. Think about that for the rest of it. All right, here we have it. This is what we got compared to the previous year's stuff. But here's the painting, 2026. Let's get this stuff going. Okay, I still have to do the final shots and I'm gonna do them soon. That was a lot of information and stuff packed into this video. So I apologize if I hurt anybody's feelings or if anything's messed up. Please seek help. If you're a man, if you're a woman, if you're in between, kids, adults, everybody, seek help. Find somebody to talk to. Thank you for watching. I would appreciate it if you could possibly give this video a like and comment. Maybe it helped you in some way. If you don't want to comment about what I talked about, let me know a movie that you're looking forward to seeing. For me, I'm really looking forward to seeing Spider-Man, and later this week, I'm gonna go hopefully see the new Hugh Jackman movie that's coming out about Robin Hood. So yeah, so like, comment, subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. It really helps me out, and I've lost a few subscribers, like I said. And check out my Patreon, because that is going to be a way to get me some support and feeling good about myself and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, and go visit my website, ollieshop.ca. I really talk with my hands a lot, don't I? Wow. So anyway, here are those final shots. Hope you guys like this painting. Coming to you soon with a really epic painting coming up in the future. Here we go.
Yeah, I'm so fresh like the morning. Mouth wide open like they yawning. Every time they see me, they in G-Shock. Homie, this is too far. Homie, I feel too alive. You can see me like Illuminati. You can see me like Illuminati. But I'm shining so bright, so bright. Don't come and try to share some of this light, no. Give me a beat and I control it like a maestro. Ladies,
if you're still around, thank you for watching the entire video. Thank you for doing this part. Some things to help me with my mental health stuff, so obviously, is painting, writing stuff down, talking to a therapist, talking to my wife, hanging out with my grandson. He's a good source of happiness for me. If he's not around, I watch Cooking with Carter, I think it's called. Little English kid who cooks stuff. That's always brightens my day. Hang out with dogs, read a book, do something fun for yourself, get your emotion. Even sometimes just writing things down will help you out, man, woman, child, whichever, and paint stuff and just kind of get all your emotions going. Don't be afraid to tell anybody anything, and bye. See you next time.